Nothing turns me on more than filling out paperwork properly.
Are you ready for this?
I've never been more ready.
Okay.
This one is yours.
Ooh, we are rocking this hardcore Sunday night parent mode.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Tyler is already in bed.
this is the most romantic night of the year. Tonight, we take my love of filling out paperwork with Chubba's love of numbers and blend them together.
Tonight we're doing taxes. And for Alyssa, this is the most romantic time of the year.
Nothing turns me on more than filling out paperwork properly and receiving money or giving money in return.
What we usually do during tax time, because Alyssa gets absolutely crazy, is we make it into a date night. I'm gonna tell you why we're making this video right now. There are a couple of reasons why I thought this was gonna be a good video to make. One, if you still use an accountant to do your taxes, then this video might be a good encouragement for you to just take the matter in your own hands. Unless you have a very complicated like tax return or some kind of like financial life, you can do your taxes yourself. Save yourself the money. Doing your taxes is not difficult. In 2022, there are plenty ways you can file your tax return for free. Even if not free, there are plenty ways you can file your own tax return a lot cheaper than using an accountant. The other thing, I'm gonna change position here. For the past 3 years, we've been using TurboTax from Intuit. That's a software that has a free version, but we always paid, for the both of us, it costs us around 40 Canadian dollars every year. I think TurboTax is a wonderful, wonderful software and it's very, very easy to use. With that said, this year we will be switching to doing our taxes on Wealthsimple Tax. Wealthsimple Tax is free, you pay as much as you want. We are using some of the other products from Wealthsimple. We use Wealthsimple Invest for our retirement investments. Remember when there was that GME craze in 2020? We used Wealthsimple Trade to buy GME, the one stock of GME we had.
I can't believe you sold.
I sold, but we made money with that. This video is not sponsored by Wealthsimple TurboTax. They have no idea that we're making this video.
They don't even know who we are.
No. There are a lot of videos on YouTube that shows you step by step how to do your taxes. This is gonna be not one of those videos. This video is just gonna be us doing our taxes on Wealthsimple Tax, and then we're gonna talk about our experience. It's kind of like a review. Take over, Alyssa.
You want me to talk about our finances?
Yes.
Oh. So I'm easy. I have one job. Chubba over here has 3 jobs. Number 1 is a proper 9-to-5 job.
That's a full-time job. Like your full-time and my full-time job, that would be like 95% of our income.
Definitely. His second job is working at a gym as a good life instructor.
Roof fitness instructor at Good Life.
And then your third job is this. YouTube. Clearly we've made a lot of money off of this, as you can tell. Look at this fancy ginger ale we're drinking.
Yeah, man.
On top of that, we also have daycare, which is kind of a big deal. Having a kid in Canada gives you a lot of stuff at tax time. We don't actually have her in a daycare facility right now. She's in a day home. So this is when we get our help from the government for that. This year, number 3, a little bit weird, we're gonna try applying for some medical and prescription benefits. If you have a disability in Canada, you pay a lot of money throughout the year to pay for prescriptions, for therapies, for all kinds of stuff. There's a lot of programs in Canada to help get money back on that.
This is our financial story. As you can tell, it's pretty basic. Usually these programs are really good at holding your hand. So we're gonna find out. You ready? You ready for the most romantic night of the year?
It's been 45 minutes and nothing has revved me up more than staring at this camera with funny lights, talking about our taxes.
Let's go. Alyssa, are we done?
We are finally done.
We're done. How long did it take?
An hour and a half.
I think a big chunk of that was for a while we had to look for one document, and the other one is that my T4 was not on the CRA website yet. So it wasn't just a simple login and all the information is pulled. I needed to fill out my T4. With Wealthsimple Tax, it's like you pay what you want. But in order to not pay anything, you actually have to type in 0 at the end.
Compared to TurboTax, personally, I prefer TurboTax better. I found that held our hand a lot more. This was a lot of scrolling back and forth. And it wasn't as user-friendly as I think TurboTax is.
With TurboTax, you have like these pages, and it's like every single step you go next page. This was like a very vertical, like big long thing.
And there didn't even ask us all the questions that we needed to. Like, I know there's a lot of stuff we've answered before in TurboTax that we didn't have to answer here. Part of me kind of feels like we missed something. I know we didn't. And even like asking, is there medical expenses? Did you buy a new home this year? Did, like, all of that wasn't laid out.
So with TurboTax, you're definitely getting the advantage of like being your hand held a little better. With Wealthsimple Tax, there's a search field where you can search anything, any keyword, any kind of form numbers.
There was
anything.
no way to like actually just go through the list of all that. You actually had to know what to search. And that was annoying. I didn't like that.
When we were trying to put in the medical expenses, we had to search medical. And then that came up. But it didn't ask us specifically, do you have any medical expenses to claim?
With that said, I will say, as long as you have the net file set up and your CRA account set up, it's all easy. That stuff all brings all the majority of the information in for you.
Even now, moving forward, if you're gonna stay with Wealthsimple Tax the next year and the next year, there is so many information that's just gonna come back from the previous year. So that's why we were kind of married to TurboTax for 3 years. After the first year, it just became that much simpler, and that's how they kind of like trying to hold on to you.
Yeah, and you get that email and it's like, you get 20% off this year.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and there's TurboTax at Costco.
My take on this is that if you're just starting out to file your own taxes, I would start with TurboTax. I think because we were so comfortable with TurboTax and understanding what those questions meant and where to add things, I think that was...
I would say that if you only have just like one 9-to-5 job, I think Wealthsimple Tax would be a good
start.
It does ask you questions and kind of helps you. There's a review and optimize button.
And it goes through your whole claim.
Yeah, like we clicked on that button like 5 times.
Do your taxes. It's not hard. If you like this video, give it a big old thumbs up. If you think Chum and I are funny, you should probably hit subscribe.
This was not a funny video, dude.
I gave you so much material. Thanks for tuning in this week. We hope to see you next week. Goodbye.
Wait, do the whole watch this video and watch that video. I made a video about something money related. Watch this here, and this is here that YouTube thinks you should watch next.